All right. Good morning, everyone. Once again, welcome to today's episode or today's session or today's issue, today's class of front-end development beginner. Uh, yeah, we've done a lot. Actually, I would say we moved from novice, like novice, so let's say amateur, because you know what, as a novice, you don't really have anything, you don't have any idea what front-end development is all about. And then right now, I can say that okay, I think we already know what front-end is about. Front-end is about building a website within a page, a design, like replicating a design, a live website, a design for page and all that. So that's just basically what it's about. All right. So and then we're able to touch few things which that will enable us or that will allow us to proceed actually achieve get to make our website up and running. Okay, so from HTML to CSS, to how we use icons to Git collaboration, Git that's version control, and how to host your pages on GitHub, how to use 1000 and all like that. So yeah, what we've done is actually uh, uh, well, I would say has actually took us for new stuff. Although we still have a lot to have, like a lot to learn. All right. So today we are going to be jumping into the responsive web design. So when I say responsive web design, responsive means something that responds to changes. Okay, it responds to change in the situation. For example, let's say, okay, I have a cup. I have a cup inside. Jasmine, I'll attend to you. Let's say I have a, a table, let's use a table inside an office, all right? And then the office is 3 by 3 square meter. That's 3 by 3 square meter. So and then the table is just it's just taking a space inside the office. So anything that makes the office to get smaller, then the table itself is going to like take the same space relative to the office. What I'm trying to say is the table is going to get smaller also in relation to the size of the in relation to the size of the office. Okay, the office initially is 3 by 3. And then now let's say we are now reducing the office size to 2 by 2. Okay, so that table that is inside the office. Instead of it normally let's say the table is also 3 by 3. Okay, and then the office was initially 3 by 3. So the table is inside the office. And then when we reduce the table, the office to 2 by 2, the table is still 3 by 3, right? Let's say without responsive. The table is still 3 by 3. That means the table is more like going to break into part of the responsive office because it's not going to contain. It's not even going to be possible for the table which is still available to be inside an office which is without. Only if the space somewhere that will break through for the table to be so that's just where that's our responsibility. So that when they change in a situation or a size or bits of a particular item, then whatever it is that's inside, whatever it is that the item contains is going to be responsive to the size of the situation. So more like a website, let's say, okay, I built a website for desktop, and then I have, you know, how a desktop view looks like. I have applications, I have my header, logo, I have my applications, and I have perhaps, let's say, from since they have the right contact. So looking at that header, there's no way that I want to build this website on my phone and that, the view is going to be nice. There's no way it's going to look okay on a mobile because it's going to be like too long.
Sorry, I can barely hear you. Please, I'm really sorry. I can't hear what you're saying. I'm sorry.
It's not like it's okay. Okay. I don't know. Can you guys hear me now? Can you hear me clearly now? It's better. Or should I look for? Okay, let me
I
just
think
get
you should look for, yeah.
just
you're using a phone, it's not very clear. I noticed that.
Okay. How about now? Am I audible enough now? Is the earphone better? I don't know. Can you guys hear me better?
Way better.
Better, better.
All right. Thank you very much. I'm sorry about that. Okay. So, like I was saying, I have a website and it has been open on the web on the desktop, right? So definitely, the way this website is looking on the desktop is going to be different from the way it should look on a mobile. Jasmine, you've been raising your hand. Okay, can you unmute yourself and ask a question?
I'm
Jasmine.
sorry, I didn't realize that we had an exercise because I wasn't around last week. But then coming here now, I can see that I think there's a task on the Figma page we were given initially, if I'm correct.
Oh, well, there wasn't a task. It was just like a take home or something to practice on. It wasn't a task, just for you to. I believe you must have been doing it already. Like the other part of the Figma page is like on the Figma design, that landing page. I just expect us to try it on our own because I won't be able to like uh, um write the code for us all through. Okay, so what I said last week was if you have the time, right? You can just go to the Figma page and then continue with the other sections on the landing page. So that's what I said. It's not like an exercise or something. So you don't have anything to worry about. Are we clear?
Yeah, thank you.
All right. So yeah, so how this website is looking on a desktop is going to be different from the way it's looking on a mobile. Because if I have a flex, for example, let's say the way you guys are seeing my screen now, this is a view on a desktop. Yeah. And then let's assume this is a website and I want to view this particular thing on a on a mobile. Number one is okay, this font size is definitely going to reduce because if I have this same thing on the mobile, then it's going to look very, very ugly. It's not even going to like contain it. All right. So it's either going to cause an overflow that okay, the website is going to like scroll. I have to like scroll to the right or scroll to the left before I can see what is on the website, or there's going to be a squash of the items, something like that. So the first thing is I have to reduce the size. That's how to make it responsive. I have to reduce the size of this one and also maybe reduce the size of this image. That's the first thing. Or else I could also say, okay, instead of having this one beside this one as a flex, I can actually have it as a column so that this responsive will be on top and this will be below, or this image will be on top and this responsive will be below. So with that, I can have a slim, like a slim page that will allow or will enable the website to look very okay on my phone. So that's just the idea of responsiveness. How do you make this website when it is being viewed on different devices? Like devices, we have phone, we have desktop, we have iWatch, we have wristwatch, we have tab, right? We have tablet, a lot of stuff like that, different devices. And then we have a very large screen. So in some cases, maybe some persons will build a website for mobile only. They will say mobile first website. So how will that same website looks like when it is being opened on a TV? You know, TV, let's say a very large, a very big 55 inches TV. How is it going to look like when it is being opened on a TV? So those are the things as a front-end developer, you have to consider all of these devices. They call it responsive web design. RWD, responsive web design. So then in some cases, well, when you are being given a design, the designer is going to include the responsiveness, the mobile view of that particular, because what they build mostly first is a desktop view, right? And then after that, they will now, okay, maybe beside it, they will now have the responsive view. That's the mobile view. When this thing is being opened on mobile, this is how it's going to look like. When it is being opened on desktop, this is how it's going to look like. So with that, you don't have to like think
of, okay, how should I make this view on mobile, or how should I make the view on desktop? So because we already have the design. While in some cases, we don't have the mobile design. So in that case, you just have to, okay, as a front-end developer, we are supposed to also have an idea of how a website should look like, because we are developers. So we shouldn't just say, okay, because there's no responsive design from the designer, then we should just leave it like that the way it is. No, we have to, from our own experience of, okay, the website we have been opening and how it looks like on mobile, we just use the idea to make our website responsive, because they won't owe the designers. They won't. Trust me, when a website is not looking nice, and then the first person they will contact is, who is the developer of this website, right? They will not call, who is the designer? They will say, who is the developer? So they will reach out to you first. And then it does not make any sense for you to now start saying, okay, it's because the designer does not provide something like that. So that's just the idea of all responsive web design. So today, while we are touching some of these pages, we are going to be jumping into the responsive web design and how we can achieve this responsiveness on different screens, mobile, desktop, and then laptop, tablet. So if you have any question, please feel free to. If you have any question before I move to our VS Code to start writing code. So let's take questions now. Questions. Please, I may not see your hand up. Shall we just open it? Okay. Okay, I don't think we have any questions. We are all good. So let me start this server. Start this server. Can you all see my screen? Can you still see my VS Code? Please, someone should just unmute and then.
Please, can you zoom?
Yes, we can see.
All right, thank you. Okay, so I'm trying to start this. Oh shit.
Please, can you zoom in?
Yeah, I will do that. Okay, is it better now?
It's okay.
Yes, it's okay.
Yeah, thank you very much. This thing is always disturbing me live. I remove it. Okay, let me add this. Let's see. Okay, so from the last class we had, we talked about how to not repeat yourself, how to follow the rule of DRY, do not repeat yourself, by making some of our style a global styling so that we can call it whenever we want to call it. When you realize, okay, this particular design is the same thing that is the same thing I've been working on before. Okay, I think this is the same thing I have on my global, on my what we do section. This is the same thing I have on my footer. So I could just create a global styling that will take in the unique, or let's say the style that is actually the same thing. This style, okay, I'm using flex here, I'm using flex here, I'm using flex in almost 5 different things. So instead of calling everything one by one and then giving it flex, I could just call a unique. I could just create a generic name, right? A generic class, and then I give it that flex, justify content and item center stuff. All right. So I'll just pass that generic name to every of the sections that I need to work with, which is what we did. We did that last week. And then with that, we were able to achieve a single style for our container and a single style for our main, like the main, the section, and every other things that we have here. So well, I won't be, like I said, I won't be going up. I won't be like running the code design for every of this section for us. We are going to be doing all of those things ourselves. I will just try as much as possible to do. I believe we can fix this, and then we can fix this. So I'll see if I can fix this. Yeah, let me just fix this for us. Okay, details, just a minute, I'll attend to you. And then this one we can fix, but let's not worry about the carousel for now. All right, let's not worry about the carousel for now. Let's just you can just use a div for this one just to achieve this one. Don't worry about when you click. Well, we're not dealing with like the interactive. We don't for now. Let's just focus on this, and then this accordion. We are going to get to it as soon as we need to like touch it. So for now, let's just focus on other simple stuff. Perhaps we could I'm thinking if we should just jump on this. One thing about this carousel is when we get to JavaScript, we are going to like use it when we get to JavaScript. So I don't want us to like jump into it right now. Because when you're using a swiper, we're going to be using a swiper JS. That's a library. You guys remember when we talked about external resources. So we're going to be using a swiper JS for this to achieve a carousel, so that okay, when you click on this place, then it's going to go to the next, or when you click back, it's going to go to the next. So I don't want us to jump into that right now. Same as this accordion, they call it accordion. Although when we are using Bootstrap, by the time we get to using Bootstrap, then all of this is going to be very easy for us. We're going to see a way in which you can achieve accordion using the Bootstrap. So for now, let's see how we can achieve this using the responsive web design method. So this one, I'll fix this, and then we'll now make this guys responsive to both mobile and tablet and then desktop at the same time. Okay, the pairs, please unmute yourself and ask a question. The pairs. All right, perhaps she's not there. Okay, so
Sorry. Good morning.
good morning.
Yeah. Please, my question is regarding the last this thing that you said we should particularize the global styling stuff. Okay, why trying to do it? Instead of my own page to look like yours, the way it has breaks, the section, you understand?
Yeah.
Everything just became longer with the same color and all. Like there is no break in between. Like more like a old page.
I don't know how to answer the question. First thing is, we don't just have containers outside. See the way the code is written. We have what is it? The index of HTML. We have a section. So we have one section, like okay, section. So these sections are this is a section itself. From here till down is a section. This thing that you have inside of the section is a container. This is a section itself. This is a section itself. All right. So, but everything you have, all of this thing that you have inside the section is a container. We call it a container. So if you are using your container, hello?
You said that if you don't want to
Continue.
styling, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yes, you said if you don't want to like be repeating the
Can hear
same
you.
stuff, that we should just pass the same class.
Yes.
Yes, so that's what I did.
Yeah.
But still, everything is just
Okay.
like
You must have been passing it the wrong way, Sha. Okay, let me ask you this. Do you have like a section? You don't just have your container outside. You have to have your container inside another div, like a section. Is that how you have it? Something like this?
Yes.
We have section and then we have container.
Yes, it's like that.
All right. So, and then the parent flex. One thing is, if you check the parent flex now, let me show you the styling for parent flex. Okay, yeah, we have the parent flex, which is taking 100 view height. And then it's taking width 100%. And then it's taking all of this flex, and all. And then the container is taking height 80%. That means 80% of the parent flex. So there's no way your container color is like join to the other container. For example, there's no way this container should join with this container because this container is inside a parent. And which the parent is this one. That means there's no way for this container to be touching this container. Definitely, maybe you're missing something. Remember that your container should take 80% height of the parent flex. And the parent flex is 100 view height. So if the container is taking 80% height and taking 80% width, that means it should be inside the parent, not touching the edges of the parent. We don't need to pass padding, all right? Because we already gave it 80, and then we give it flex, flex center and center. That means it should just locate itself at the center. And then the 80 will just make it just inside, just within. So with that, then I'm not sure there is a way for it to be touching itself. All right, perhaps you're missing something in the flex. Just look at this flex now. Just look at this. This is the flex. This styling. This is the flex, and these are actually the properties: height, width, margin, display, align, and justified. And then this is the container which is located inside of it. Okay, so this is left. This left is taking height 100%. 100% means since left is inside our container, all right, it's now taking 100% of the container. That's why the green of the container, but each of it is 50% each, 50-50. So that's just, perhaps you're missing something somewhere. I don't know how we can actually fix that, but just try as much as possible to check through your container, your parent flex, your left, and then your right. And if you use view height for your parent flex, don't use view height for your container also. Use percentage, because view height has already decided the size, the height that you want. That's the parent. So make this one a percentage of that height, that view height. Instead of taking 80% of the view height, although it's still going to work, but I won't advise that. It's better we just go with the percentage so that it's going to take like 80% of the height of the parent, while this will take the 100% of the height of the container. I don't know how I can see what the problem is from your end, but maybe after this class we can you can just reach, and if you cannot get to me, just reach out to Femi Blake, but I'll be available after today's class. Just reach out to me and we can see what the problem is.
Okay,
now let's get all right, so let me see if I can do this first before we move to the responsiveness. Let's just see if we can fix this section as soon as sharp as possible. So here we have from here, I'm assuming that from here to here, as you can see, from here to here is not up to a view height though. So we could just give from here to here. Let's see the height. These people, they are not giving us view height, they're giving us in pixel. So from here to here, let's assume it's 80. All right, from here to here is 80. Because if you see this thing and this thing, they are together. So I want to just group it together in a single section. Do you understand? So I want to group this and this together in a single section. I don't want to have it different. I'll group them together in a single session, and then I would group this. I'll make this one a single section or two, and then this one is also now up to do is we won't be using our container for this because this is a little bit different from the structure that we have been following. So we are going to create a section under we offer full service to repair. So let's create a section. we offer. All right, so under here we have dot, what should that be? Dot get in touch. And just say like that. Yeah, let me make an ID, get in touch. Okay, so then I'll give it a class. Let's leave it for now. So yeah, inside the get in touch, we have 1, which is the first div, and then we have 2, which is the second div. We have this entirely as a first div, and then we have this as a second div. So let's create 2 div first. First row, and then second row. All right, so now let's focus on the first row. This first row now we have, let's forget about this one for now. This get in touch, the background. Let's focus on the images under it. So here we have one image, and then we have another image, which means we have this as, let's say, 50%, and then this as 50%, and then the images are the background color, at the background image for each of the div. Inside the first row, we have left. Let's just assume left as 50%, and then we have right 50%. Okay, so the right is having a background color, background image of this image, while the left is having background image of this image. So let's focus on that. So after doing that, we are now going to we're going to code this one and place it on top of the left image. So first thing, let me export this. Let me preview it and export it. So side fin suite images, I'll call it car left, car right. Okay, then here also I'll export this one. Okay, then I'll call it car left. Car left. Okay, so those two things are coming as zip file, and I want it as normal image, car left. Okay, car right is coming as zip file, so I need to like unzip it to get the image from it. So let me just go to my Finder, and then I'll locate my project. Fin suite img. So I'm just going to unzip this. All right. So trash. Okay, so I'm gonna rename it right. Okay, move this to trash also. Okay, so having done that, now I can see car left and car right. So like I explained earlier, I'm going to create 2 divs. Inside my first row, the left one will take 50%, while the right one will take 50%. So let's do that. Dot left div, dot left div, and then dot right div. Okay, let's make it left car and then right car. Okay, so now we are going to call our left car and give it a background color, background image of that image that we just exported. While our right car will give me background image of that image we just exported. But before that, let's style the parents. Let's make it like, okay, sequentially. Let's focus on the parent first. The parent does not need any styling. That one is just having the full width 100%. But then it's going to have height of like I said, let's just give height of 80 view height. So let's touch the get in touch. That's before footer. Okay. Get in touch. So get in touch. You just say view height. Yep. And then give it width 100%. Save it. Then having done that, now let's go to our first, that's the top. You know, this one and this one, they are not flex. That's why we are not giving the parent a flex. That's why the get in touch is not having flex or anything, because this and these are on top of each other. So we don't have to like go to flex. By default, they're always in column. So now let's focus on the first row, which has 2 children, and then the children is just staying beside each other. So now after this, let's say get in touch first row. Dot first row, and then we can say flex or height should take from here to here, should take like 80% of the parent, 80%, and then the width should be 100%. All right, and then it's going to take display of flex, justify content. There's only for justify content and align items. Let's just forget about this. All right, so now having done that, we're now going to create, okay, let's target this one now. Let's target the left car and then the right car. So we have this and then the left car. Dot left car. This should have width 50%. And then should have height of 100%, since you're going to be taking the full height of the parent, 100%. Yeah, let me just give it background color so we see what we're doing for now. Right. Now let's copy the same thing and then give this right car. So we give it green, that's the color. And let's save. Come here also and then save, see what we have for now. Okay, so this is what we have. I think this thing is a little bit bigger. Yeah, kind of like bigger. So I'm going to reduce the height. I'm going to reduce the height. I'm coming. Let me just give the parent a background color so we'll see it clearly. Get in touch. Let's say background color yellow 2. Okay, then the first row, we don't need background color here. I just save it. Okay, this is it. It's a little bit too much. I'm going to reduce it 70 and then make this 70. This should be 75. Okay, I think it's better like this. Yeah, so now we have our left car and then our right car. This one is going to be used for the last one. Like I said, we have this and this. All right, so the first one is the one on top, which is the first row, and then the second one is the one below, which is the second row. So this is the first row, and then this is going to be used for the second row, this space. So all we have to do is just call our second, since this one is 75%, then this one is going to be what, 25%, just like that. Let's just do that now. So let me say get in touch, second row, and then we give height, say 25%. Since the first row is taking 75%, all right, and then we now say width should now be 100%, and then let's give it a background color, golden rod. Now let's save it. All right, so this is the structure of what we want to work with. The first row with left and right, then the second row. Now what is left for us to do is to pick this image and place it inside here, and then pick the right one and place it inside here. So how do we do that? Since we already have our left as red, we just go back there and then do background image. Then we have URL, just the way we've been adding our background. So here our image is inside a folder. So we are going to go outside, check inside the image, and then we'll come here and say carleft.png. So we'll say background position center, background repeat, no repeat, background. All right, so now let's save it and see what we have first. Okay, so as easy as that, that's the first one. Now the second one, let's pick the image and do the same thing for it. So I'll just copy this. I like to copy and paste, sorry. So I'll just copy this, paste it here, and then change this one to car right. Okay, .png. Is it same thing? So I'll just save it and then see what we have. So fine. Now we have this and this. Okay, this and this, but mine is telling me that this thing is still too big. But then let's just forget about that for now. So I'm going to remove the background colors. Yeah, there. So now let's save. So having done that, we need to target the left only, right? Because we have another thing which is on top of that left. So what do we have on top of that left? We have a card. We just assume that we have a card. And then the card is also taking a content, which the content is at the center of the card. So first thing, our left is going to have a display of flex so that we can push this guy to the right. We can either use positioning to do this, or we use display flex. Sorry. So let's create the div inside. Let's just create the div inside our left first before we create the content inside the div. So our left car, let's have a div dot car. Let's just call it card. So I'll say left car card. All right. So then let me go and style it. So we have left car. Okay, this is left car. So I'll say copy everything like this, paste it, and then we'll say dot left car card. Okay, first thing, we give it height, because the height is also the same thing as the height of the car. All right, so it's going to be 100%, but then the width is just give it 70%. So we say height is going to be 100%, and then the width is going to be 70%. All right, let's say background color will now be maroon. From what I'm saying, let's use this one. All right, now let's save it and see what we have. Okay, so this is what we have. That's fine, but then we don't want it to be at the left. We want it to be at the right, while giving the space by the left here. Just shift this thing to the right and leave a space by the left. So how do we do that? We can either use display of flex. So let's try with display of flex. We are going to target the parent. We are going to use the display of flex on the parent, not. We're going to use the display of flex on the parents, not the card itself. So now I'll now target the parent. I'll look for the parent. This is the parent. So I'll say flex. Then I'll say, display flex. Then I'll say justify content flex end, so that it's going to push that particular thing to the end of the flex. That's it. Very easy as that. You can see we gave this guy justify display flex, and then we now say anything inside of it, flex it, and then push it to the end of the flex. That's why it's located at the end here. So we can either, you can do that, or we can also say, well, I would prefer this. For me, I'll actually prefer this. Or we can say we want to give our left card a position, okay? Position absolute. Let's give it absolute so that it's going to behave anyhow you want. So we can say right. Absolute to actually make you be able to just change the location, or you can just maneuver the location of your particular item. So right there. That means that I want this thing to come is 0. Let me save it first. Okay, so why is it happening like this? Is because we did not give the parent a relative. Okay, so I remember I said when you are passing an absolute to a child, that child is going to assume a lot of as its own parent until we now specify that, okay, this particular item or this particular div is your parent. So don't even live between, don't live outside, don't step outside your parents. So now to do that, you have to pass relative to the parent. Position, we now have relative. That means see this guy as your parent. Don't live inside that guy. So that's it. Very easy. So now 2 things we only have to do. First thing is to display, which is display flex, specify content, flex end. Else, if you're not using that one, we can use our position, so that we say position absolute and then right is 0. Right means drag the item to the 0 position of your right. And then we now pass position relative to the parent. But I would prefer that we use this one instead. Okay, so I'll save it and then see what we have. We still have the same thing. Now, having done that, we need to put some item inside of it. All right. So we are going to create a div inside the parent. Create a div, give it content, so that you can now say this parent should now have flex, justify content center, and then align item center. So let's do that. Let's create the content div first and then place these ones inside of it. Okay, inside the left dot content. Okay, so that content will now take get in touch, which is H1. Get in touch with us for your service related query. Get in touch with us for your service related query. All right, and then I will now say we have a button under it. Button that should be get, okay, contact us. Okay, but if you check this content now, it's not like taking the whole width. All right, so it's taking like okay, let's do it this way. Let's make it to bring the content to the center. Let's just do it that way. So we are going to target the left card so that it's going to bring this content. This and this is a div. Sorry, they are actual items. They are children to the content div. So we are going to focus on the left card so that it's going to bring this content to the center of itself. If I should save it now, let's see what we have. This is what we have for now. But then we want it to come to the center. So this is what we do. Our left card here, which is having background color of maroon, we're going to give it display flex, justify content center, and then align items center. Now let's save it, see what we have. So this is what we have, as simple as that. But then looking at the design, okay, I think there you have space left and I have space right. You can either say width, you can either give this a width, the content a width of 80% and bring it to the center, or you can give padding to the parent, left and right. So let's give padding to the parent. Padding, say 0, and then left and right should now be, let's say 40 pixels. Let's say, see what we have. Okay, so as simple as that. Now we've been able to achieve this. I mean, I have to reduce the size of this thing, but that's by the way. So this is just, as you can see, all of these things is just logic, and then you just, okay, you can even pick a pen. that, okay, this is what I want to achieve, right? Then how do I achieve it? You break it down to pieces, right? So after breaking it down, okay, this is the first thing I need to do. This is the second thing I need to do. Then this is the third thing. It's just going to be very, very easy for you. All right. So I won't be doing the styling further from here. So I believe we can all fix this one. This is just, okay, let's see if we can do it also. Let's see, but there's no much time. We just have to have, this is the second row. Let me go to the second row. I'll take questions. Don't worry. But for now, let's just, so here we have second row. Then the second row is going to take what? It's going to take a container, okay? Because here and here is like 80% of the second row. So second row is going to take a container, okay? So inside the container, we are going to have these four guys inside of the container. So let's create a container first. Dot container. All right. And then inside the container, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, which this and this is a div. This and this is a div. This and this is a div, and all. So now let's say 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can just say 2, and then we say 3, then we say 4. Okay, so now I can now say inside this we have 20 plus professional. Inside the one we have H1. Yep, we have H1 20 plus. Okay, and then we have 10 plus, 20K plus, and 10%. We have another H1 10 plus. We have another 12K plus, H1 12K plus, and then the last one is 100%. H1 100%. Okay, so under it we have a P paragraph, a P, customer satisfaction, service close, customer satisfaction, service closed. This we are going to have P, service closed. Here we have years of experience. Years of experience. And then here we have professional. Okay, so now let's save it and then see what we have. Okay, so this is what we have. All right, so I'm going to now give the container a width of 100% and then position this thing to stay at the center. So what do I need to do? Container here, second row container. So let's go to second row. Yeah, call this and then give it say dot container. Okay. Then we'll say width of 80%. Then we'll say display flex. Justify will now be space between, justify content, space between, and then align items center. All right. Now let's see what we have. Okay, so this is it. Now it's spacing between, okay? But what we need to do now is to give our parents where the container is inside. The container is inside something. Let me just give it a background color. Background color aqua. Save it. So now this container is inside this parent, okay? So we have to focus on that parent and give it. We can either give this container margin X auto, all right? Or we just target this container and give it the display flex, justify anten center, all of that. Well, I think to make it faster, you can always say margin auto. So for it to come to the center of the, so just like this, all right? But then I really need this thing to come to this. This is not the center. It is actually the center from the horizontal, but then it is not the center from the vertical. So I need to come to the center, both horizontal and vertical. So I'll need to target the parent. right? I would say display flex. There's a lot of things you have to use flex for. You have to use flex in almost everything you're doing. Center, align items, center. So I can now remove this auto because we don't need it anymore. Save it now. And then, yeah, so that means this is located at the center. Now we can now decide to change the styling, each of it, however we want to do it. Now let's save it. So we can now choose to make the styling just from what you have from the design. You can now change the styling, change the color to whatever you have from the design, and then the P. So however you want it, you have it on the design. All right, so that is just that about that section. That is the section I feel like, okay, it's going to be difficult for us to achieve. Other ones, we've done it before. This one is basically just create a card, and then the first here is going to be the first div, all of this div, and then this one will be second div. And then inside the first div, you have div 1 and then div 2. So you flex it, and then you have your this and this together, and then you create your P inside the second div. As simple as that. This one can be a div also of smaller div. When each div can, okay, let's see if we can. Well, I think we should be able to fix this. It's very simple. And then we should be able to fix this. Okay. Yeah, we should be able to do that. All right, I'll give that as an assignment. So we can go and be doing it. Now let's touch the responsive a little bit because we are running out of time already. I want us to touch the responsiveness a little bit. Even if we are not going to be giving us a task on that responsiveness this time around, it's going to be for next week. But let's just touch it a little bit. All right, so I have this header like this, okay? And then if I should now go to the mobile, how do I even go to mobile on my desktop? I need to be able to like, okay, this is how it's going to look like when it is being opened on mobile. So how do I do that? Just right click on your screen and go to inspect. Right click on your screen and go to inspect. That's number one. Another way is you can always install mobile simulator on your phone. It's an extension. It's a Google extension that you install. Let me show you. So if you click on this extension, this is it, mobile simulator. You just have to search for it on your Google mobile simulator and then add it as an extension to your Google extension. All right. So after adding it, you can now just right click on your screen and then click on activate the mobile view on this page. So you can just activate the mobile view on this page, and then you see, okay, this is how my page is going to look like on the mobile. As you can see, it's looking really, really ugly because this is even too much. Like, okay, see, I'm not seeing the entire content, as well as this one is not looking really nice. So that's just this away. But then if we don't have this yet on our phone, on our system, we can always...
Sorry, boss, you say what's the name of the extension?
Mobile simulator. I'll drop it inside the chat. Mobile simulator. Just search for it on Google and then search for mobile simulator extension. You can even add Google extension, so it's going to see it properly. And then you can now add it as an extension to your Google extension. All right. So, but then if I don't have that yet, there's another way that I can actually do whatever I need to do. Okay, why? What's going on? All right, so I can also do this, right click and go to inspect. Inspect. So this is going to open up. Okay, I think I made it like this. Let me, I'm coming. Okay, let me make it in this form. All right, so this is how the inspect is going to look like. So here we now have, you can now select. Inspect is used, let's not talk about inspect, but inspect is used to check what is wrong. More like, I explained in the first class that it is mostly used for debugging when you're having issues with your code, and we're going to be using it very much in this mobile responsiveness. Okay, so this is the inspect. This is how it's going to look like. We have elements. This is the element, and these are your pages. These are your codes. All right. So if you click on this parent now, it's the entire main. Then you can enter the parent, open the parent. This is the container. If you hover on the container, it's going to tell you that, okay, this is the container that you're working with. You can see div.container. So you can also open the container and then come to left. So it's going to highlight for you. It's going to, like, you can see on my screen that is changing the color and highlighting that particular one that I'm hovering on. Okay, and I can come to image side also. Even if I enter the left text, I will go to the content and then I will see, okay, this is the content. So this is the way in which we can inspect and our code and debug what the problem is. So if I should click on this content now, I will see the styling here, all the styles. As you can see here, this is the element, and then this is the styles. So when I click on this content now, and I'm seeing the styles there. So these are my styling. So here I have a let me just click on the parent flex. So this is the parent flex styling. All right. So, but then when we start talking about the media query, or sorry, the responsiveness, we're going to understand how this one comes in when we are dealing with our responsive design. So, but then I need to be able to see how this thing is going to look like on mobile. Here we have, let me over on it, toggle device toolbar. It's located by the right-hand side. Is it right? Left-hand side of the elements inspector section. So you can see the first one is to select an element to inspect, while the second one is the toggling of device toolbar. You can choose whichever device you want to view from this place. So if I click on it now you can see I have, this is the mobile responsive 3 to 3. This is how it's going to look like on mobile. It's just showing me, okay, this is more like what I saw when I was using the mobile simulator. So this is how my page is going to look like on mobile. Okay, and at the same time, I can change the dimension of the responsiveness. Let's say, okay, I have iPhone XR. You can click on it. This is the dimension of iPhone XR. Don't forget to always change this to 100%. Okay, so this is the dimension of iPhone XR. I can come back and then change it to iPad. If you want to see how this is going to look like on iPad mini, click on this. So this is the dimension of iPad mini. So if you come back here, if you change it to 100%, it's going to get bigger. Thus, this is the normal way it's going to look like on iPad mini. All right, but then let's work on 75 so that we can actually see properly. So let me use iPhone 12 Pro for now, and then change this to 75 pixels. Okay, let's see 100. All right, so working with iPhone 12 Pro, is there any question? Does anyone have any question before I move on? Do we have any question? Does anyone have any question? Is there anything confusing before I move on? Okay, I think nobody. So we are good. All right, so that is just how to locate the responsive toolbar. Okay, this is for mobile. And then if you notice something, we have, this is the width, 390 width. That's the width of the phone. And then this is the height of the phone. We don't really get to decide the height. Just leave the height the way it is. Don't touch the height. But try as much as possible to, you can decide that, okay, I want my own height, my width. The width of my phone is 370. I can come here and change it to 370. Okay, let me go to responsive. So I can change it to 370. So you can say 370, that's what I want my own to be. You can even say 270, although there's no phone that is 270. I've not seen it before. But by default, our mobile is mostly range between 372. That's why we have responsive going straight to 372. So I want us to keep working with 372. All right. So, and then let's leave the height the way it is. Don't touch the height. At the same time, you can also change. This is mobile 320. This one is going to be another size of a mobile, which is 375 pixel. Because when you iPhone X, the width of iPhone X is smaller than the width of iPhone 11. So that's just why we have this one as 320. If you click on it, this is how it's going to look like. Then you can come here again, 375. It's going to get bigger. And then this one is 425. That's another mobile. And then this one is tablet. As you can see, this one here is tablet. If you click on it, this is the view of a tablet. And then the last one here is laptop, which is 1024. If you click on it, you get the view of a laptop. That's just how it is. So come in. Okay, battery. All right, but then let's focus on, okay, even at that, you can still keep going on. This laptop is 1024 pixel, while the next one is 1414, this one 1440 pixel. So we move to 4K, which could be this one could be television, TV, it could be some other wide, a very big object or maybe device. So if you click on it, this is how your website is going to look on those kind of device, a very large device. So that's just the idea here. And then you can keep going till you get to like a very large screen. So but for now, I think I'm going to work with responsive only, just this, and then I'll go back to 100. All right, let's make it through 227. Okay, 100. All right. Oh, I'm coming. Just a minute. Don't know why my charger. How this thing to charge? I'm sorry. It's still on the show red bar. Okay. Now let's go to our code. The idea now is, okay, this is the mobile. How do I even want this thing to look like when it is being viewed on mobile? The first thing I need to do is I'll reduce the size of the fin suite, which is the logo. And then I can now say, okay, if you guys notice, on the mobile, we don't really see the navigations. We don't see the navigations on mobile screen. So I'll hide these navigations when it is on mobile screen. Okay, so I'll reduce the size of this one when it is on mobile screen. Okay, so that's the first thing I will need to do. Now let's go. Let me click on this. I need to select this. Let me say this, just select it like this. All right, then I can now go to my code. I will now say media query at media query. So this is media query. Everything you have inside this place is going to be what you are going to be using for the mobile. So then I will now say, yeah, I'll say max width. Max width should be, okay, I think we are using, let's use 400 pixel max width. Okay, come in just a minute. Let me check something. Okay, all right, so I have media query. So I will now state that anything I have inside this place is going to be maximum width when my screen is having a maximum width of 400 pixels. So whatever styling I have inside this thing is going to be what's going to be affecting that particular web page. Anything I have currently, my screen is having a width of 327. So that means why I'm actually using this is because our maximum mobile, okay, I think it's before we get to tablet, yeah, you can see that the maximum width of our mobile is 425. So I think I'm going to change that to 425. The maximum width of our mobile is 425. So we're going to say 425. Let's just use come in 320. So I'll say 425 maximum width. When the screen is maximum, if the screen is not up to 425, anything that is not above 425 should take the styling I have inside this place. That's media. I can even say, let me just comment it for mobile. For mobile, okay. Then I can now say again for tablet. Sometimes people use the responsiveness, the styling for mobile for tablet also, right? But in some cases, they may need to like make some adjustment because your tablet look might be different from your mobile look. So yeah, we can say at media query screen and then you can now say screen, and then you now give it the maximum width that you want. Maximum width will now be, so let's look at the maximum width for tablet. So here we have tablet 728. Okay, I think tablet is 768. That's the maximum before we now jump to laptop. So let's go to, that will be 728. Let's just make it 730 pixel. Okay, so this is for tablets, while this is for mobile. So every other thing here is for what? Is for laptop. So we are not going to the laptop because we are going to stop at tablet. So now let's focus on the mobile. Focus on the mobile for now. 100. And then I'll say I want to call my H1, which is inside the header. So let's go to the header. Please, let's calm down and follow this thing one after the other, please. It's going to get really confusing. But then, well, if you calm down and just follow it, it's a logic. You don't have to like get confused. Every of this styling right now is for desktop. Everything we have here is for desktop. Okay. So then I need to change this styling so that it can be okay. It can have a good UI. It can be presentable when it is being viewed on mobile. Okay. So I will now create a media query. It's just a normal CSS property, media query. That's at media. They call everything media query. So at media screen, and the maximum width should now be, this is just what you need to know, 425. So anything inside of it now is going to like change. So I can say header, let me just say my header. Okay, yeah, header H1. Then I'll say font size. It's more like writing your styling all over again. I'll say font size 10 pixels. Let's just see it for now. Let's see what it's going to look like. Okay, see. Now you can see that the font size for my header H1 is now 10 pixels. If I should open this thing if I should go back to let me just go back to my laptop screen and you guys can see laptop screen. So it's actually back to what it was initially, which is the normal H1 size. Then anytime I go to my mobile, then it's going to take that 10 pixel. So that's just, it's not going to affect what is happening on your laptop because you only restrict this thing to only be applicable to only affect any screen that is less than 425. So now I'm going to give it 20, no 18, because that was too much. Okay, so I'll increase this 100, right? So now this, I think this is okay, a little bit, this is better. And then my padding, I think I'm having padding for laptop. I don't want, that padding is too much. I don't even want, sorry, the width. I don't even want the width on my mobile. I only want padding on my mobile. So the padding that I was using on my header, which is, okay, the container. Yeah, I'll just copy this one, just copy this, and then come back here. Okay, yeah, I can say before this, paste this, and then width should now be 100%. Initially, it was 80% on laptop, but on my mobile, I want it to be 100%. But I will now give it padding of how much? I will now give it padding of, let's say, 10 pixels. All right, now let's save it and let's see what we have. Okay, so this is better. All right, now let me explain something again. Let me explain something. If I did not specify these things, so my mobile is going to be taking the styling I have for my laptop. Okay, my mobile will be taking the styling that I have for my laptop, which is this. Okay, but because I called the width here and I gave it 100%, so that width, this one is going to override the styling of laptop or mobile, and then it's now going to give it a width. Instead of taking the width of 80%, it will now take the width of 100%. But one thing I want you guys to notice is that the flex, the display flex that I passed for my container is still going to remain the same thing. The display flex, justify content, and every other thing that I passed is still going to remain the same thing. The only thing that will change is the one that I called. If I should call my display again, let me assume that I call my display now. I now decided to override the display. Let me say display flex. So I now decided to override the display. No, I don't even need this. We have this one already. Flex direction, color. let's say I decide to override that flex direction, okay? So let's see what we have. You can see now our header is now taking the flex direction, which is now colon. So whatever you have here is going to like override what you have in your laptop styling, okay? So that's just the basic idea of all of these things. So it's overriding the styling we have in our laptop, all right? Now let me remove this. So having done that, I don't want to see this home, about, and styling. Or I could say that, okay, I want to reduce the spacing in between of it, and then I want it to come down to the next page, to the next line, sorry. So I'll just pass that justify content again. Let me just do that, save it. Okay. So now we have fins width on top, and then we have the UL below it, the navigation below it. So the next thing I say, okay, what can I do again? What can I do again to make this thing really? This thing is just something you have to think of from your head. So by the time we give the task, I won't actually hold anybody for not having a good UI. What I'll say is, okay, just think of something that will look nice to yourself so that you can now achieve it inside your mobile view. All right. So yeah, I think I still want this contact to come under the list items. I don't want to be, because now I can have things with the UL and then the right contact under it. I think that would be nice. So let me go to where we have that. So we have navigations. So inside the navigation, we have display flex, align item, and column gap. And you know that this and this is inside our navigation. So I'll just go to my media query again. I'll call navigation nav. I'll say I already have display flex. Okay, so I will just call flex direction column. Now let's save it and see what we have. Okay, fine. Now we have road assistant under, and then we have this above it. Okay, so for this thing to look okay on mobile, I need to reduce the spaces. Okay, and I need to reduce the size of each of the UL. So now let's do that. Let's go again. Look for the UL. Where is the UL? Okay, this is it. Nav UL and then nav UL list items. Let me just, I don't want to copy it. Nav UL. So I'll say, what did I give it before? Column gap 40 pixel. So now on my mobile, I want the column gap to be 20 pixel. So I'll just give it column gap 20 pixel. All right. Save it. And then I'll now UL LI. I need to reduce the size of each of the list items. So I'll say font size. Let me see what I gave before. Let me just put this. Let me see what I gave it before. Okay, before there was no size. I didn't give any size for it before. So I can just reduce the size to, let me say 14 pixel or 12 pixel. Now let's save it and see what we have. Okay, so now this is looking really nice. All right. But then on my mobile screen, I don't want this border right, because we actually needed this thing because that was how it looks like on the desktop. I don't want it on my mobile, so I can reduce it. So just look for where you have that one. I think it's under our UL, which is this border right. So I can just copy this, or instead of copying, let me just go straight down and then say padding none. Sorry, border none. Let's save it and then see what we have. See, as simple as that. Now, I think our header is looking like a header, right? And just this one, I don't want us to hide this UL. In some cases, we may need to hide the UL and then represent it with an icon here so that when we click on it, it's going to now show our UL. But that one is going to come when we start using the JavaScript. So, and we can't just jump into JavaScript right now. That's why I'm trying to make sure that our UL is visible to us. All right. So now I think after that, I need to reduce the size of our road assistance and this color and this icon. So let's go there. Let's see how we style that initially. So we have nav right contact. This one is fine. Nav right contact icon. So I'll just copy this, then go down. Is that correct? Okay, icon, yeah, width 30, height 30. All right. So yeah, I will now say width. Let me reduce it to 20 pixel, and then height 20 pixel. Save it, see what we have first. Okay, I think the icon itself, we have to reduce the size of the icon itself. So let's go to our index where we have the icon itself. That means we have to give our icon a class. So here we have icon. So we are going to call, let's just give it a class icon. Okay. So save it and go to your styling again, and then call this, paste it, and then we have icon. You can now say font size should now be 12 pixel. Save it, and then let's see what we have. Okay. Now let's target this road assistance and then the number. Let me see. Is someone trying to say something? Okay, that's fine. Here we have P. So I'll copy this. Okay, paste it. That's the P. Font size should now be 12 pixel. Save it.
Excuse me, sir. That icon, was it not
Yeah. Come again.
That icon, was it not a class?
Okay. I didn't even notice that I didn't change self. Yeah, I think it's a class. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, so dot icon. So let's save it. I didn't notice that there. Yeah. Thank you very much for that. Now let's save it. Okay, yeah, I think it's better now. So looking at the header, you can see that, okay, we have our logo on top, we have the navigation, and then we have the right icon, or the right, whatever we'll call it, the right contact. So that is done with our header. Now, if you go back to, let me just try and open this thing somewhere else so we don't have to be going up and down. Let me open this here. Now imagine this does not really affect our normal styling. It doesn't really affect our normal styling. Everything is still the same the way it is. So I'm coming. I notice something just now. Okay. So this is our mobile. Now I've been done that. We can even still open it and then see how it's going to look like on a tablet. You can open it and see how it's going to look like on a tablet. So let me inspect. Go to inspect like this. And then look for a tablet. What is a tablet? This is large. This is tablet. Now let's see. Okay, this is for tablet. So the tablet is still giving us what we have on mobile. Sorry, on desktop. Okay, so I can just copy the same thing and give it for tablet. Or else, if I want the same styling for my tablet, as I have it for my mobile, I want my tablet also to have it. I can just say, either I increase the width here. Okay, I could either increase the width here or I copy the same thing. If I should increase the width here, where is the width? To 7, I think I should just copy it instead of increasing it. Although that would be repetition, that would be a lot of repetition, but then we don't have any choice in this case. We could either change this to 730, so that it's going to like take both our, since we want the same styling for mobile and tablet. So let me save it and then see what we have. This is 768. Oh, not 730. 768. So let's say 770. Okay, save it. All right, so this is what we have. But man, looking at this thing is really, really small because what we have on our mobile is okay here on our mobile, but then it's too small on our tablet. So as you can see, we may need to like write our tablet code separately. So let me just copy everything here. Copy it to this place, then paste it inside the tablet, which is 770. And then I can now increase the sizes. Here I can say 22. And then I can say my list items should also have 15 pixel. And then I will increase this one also to be 15 pixel. And then this one, 15 pixel. This one should be 2. Now let's save it and see what we have. Okay, I think this is better, even if it is not big enough, but then it's still okay. So you guys can find a way to make it bigger and look nice from your end anytime. All right, now let's focus on the main. That's the first one, this main. Initially, our main is having a width of 100%, and then it's now taking a container. Remember that our main is taking a universal styling, which is parent flex. Okay, it's taking a universal styling, which is parent flex, and then it's now taking a container, which is also a universal styling, which is container. All right. So in this case, we want to we are going to call that parent flex and then give it let's see what we have first from the parent flex. Let's see what we have and see what we can actually give it. Universal, okay, global parent flex, height 100 view height, width 100%, margin auto display flex, center. I think that could be okay. That's nice. We don't need to change anything there. What we need to change is our container, because we want this text to be on top, or we want the image to be on top and then the text to be below. Or we could just let's just put the image, the text to be on top. All right. So let's just say, instead of having flex here, right, we'll just call our container in our media query and then give it flex colon. Where is it? So container, then we say flex direction. Flex direction should now have colon. Now let's save, then see what we have. Okay, so now we have image. This one is now, the image is now under, this is funny, right? The image is now under, the what can I call it? Do you guys remember that we initially have width height here for our container? We have height, sorry, for our parent styling, we have height of, where is it? Parent styling. We have height of, okay, yeah, 100 view height. That's why that image is still taking the 100 view height. So anything that is not, the image cannot expand itself, or the parent flex cannot expand itself to allow the image to now show. That's why the image is currently hiding, because it's hiding inside the 100 view height. Okay, so what do I need to do now to make the image show? I need to give this my parent flex a minimum height of 100 view height, so that, okay, the minimum that I want it to go is 100, but then you still feel free to expand more than the 100. Feel free to give yourself a space more than the 100. So I'll give minimum height 100 view height.
Sorry
Yeah.
for cutting you.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say that the image should be at the top, while the text should be at the bottom. I think it's going to look nice more than.
Okay, more than having it other way around. All right, no problem. It's not a problem. Let's see.
Yeah.
Come in. Okay. Because of the container that we did, so a lot of things is looking really, really rough. Like I said, by the time you start working on media query, it's going to be like, oh, more. I think I cannot. I'm not sure I can actually go on from here. But then, trust me, you definitely move on. So here we have okay. This is what I'm going to do. Parent flex. You just maintain the minimum height. Save it. So I'll call the container. Okay, I already called the container. I gave it, where is it? The container flex direction column, which is allowing our image. I'll work on that one that you said. We'll find a way to bring it on top. But for now, let's just see how it's going to even show first. So yeah, we have flex direction column, and then let me just give it a background color. Let me say this. So I'll see what I'm working on exactly. All right. Okay. Then I'll say Where is my right? My right, my right, my right. Why is this thing so much? We've done a lot of stuff. Okay, this is left, and then this is right. So I'll give my left 100% because as you can see, the left is still taking 50%, but I want it to take 100%. So I'll give it 100%. And at the same time, I'll give my container also 100%. So that's what I will do. Okay. Come in. Let me do this. Container, minimum height. Okay. Container, give it width 100%. Now give it padding. Let's just say 0. We don't need top and bottom. Then we say 10 pixel. Save it. And then we call our dot left. We give it width of 100%. All right. And then let's save it. We call our right also dot right. Give it width of 100%. Okay. All right. So now we have our left taking over the screen. So this is just how, in some cases, you may even say, okay, I want this text to come to the center, right? So, but let's just make it slowly. So the left is now taking 100%, right? Let me remove this background color. Save it. So now the left is taking 100%, but then with the padding, that's this left and right is just because of the padding that we give to the container. So now I will now give the same thing is applicable here. If you can see it, what is applicable here is also the same thing that is applicable to other ones. So that's the same thing that is happening to other ones also. So then I will give this text, I'll bring it to the center and then bring this one also to the center. So let's do that. Let's see what we have. Say navigation container service left. I'm looking for the H for the left. Main container left content. Okay. Let me just call it here. We call it here. Text align center. All right. So I will change the width. The width initially was 80%, so I'll give it 100%. Save. Okay. So that is that. Let me change the background color. These things we're giving us some background colors. Okay. All right, so this is what we have. Now the problem is, where is my image? I can't find where the image is. So let's see what we can do about that. I really can't find my image. That image is somewhere. Don't they hide somewhere? But then this one is here, and then this one is here. Where is my image? Can I locate the image? Let me look for it here. Inside the main, you have the parent, you have the container, you have the right image right, and then right image right is taking a background image. Okay. Okay, so right image coming up. Just add something here. Add one other. So height should now be, let me say, 7 height. Okay, I see where the problem is. See where the guy is hiding. So let me explain what I just did now. Here, where you have your styles, when you are facing a problem and you realize that, okay, I think I'm not getting this problem properly. I don't even know where the problem is coming from. So there is a way you can debug using the styles here. and then using the element here. For example, I need to make this my H1 bigger. But then I can't even locate it. Or let's say, okay, let me try this thing first if it's going to look nice here. You understand? So, okay, let me reduce the height of this thing first. Let me see what it's going to look like, right? So I can now look for this H1 from the left text here, left text left, then inside the content, this is my H1. Just click on it. When you click on it, you will see the styling of the H1. This is it. When you click on it, it's going to come up here. Let me click on something else. So this is the button styling, all right? So from here, you can say, okay, let me check out the background color. Then it's going to disappear. Let me check out the padding. Then it's going to disappear. Although this thing is not going to affect your code in your VS Code. It's just you trying to debug how you can make your mobile responsive very better, okay? When you just add it, and then from here you can say, okay, let me see how this thing is going to look like if I change the color, all right? I can say black, you can see. So everything we are doing here is not changing in our code. It's not changing at all. It's just you trying to see, okay, I think I can make this thing better from here. Then when I do everything I need to do here, I'll now copy this thing and then take it straight to my media query. Okay, so that's just the idea of how we write. And then at the same time, you know what I did just now was I was looking for my image. I could not find it. So that means the image is hiding somewhere. The image does not have a height. That's why it's not showing. That's what I noticed. Does not have a height. That's why it's not showing. So I had to like look for the image. Where do I look for the image? The image is located inside the right image right, because right image is what is a right, and then it's having a background image of that our image. So I'll just click on it like this, and then it comes up like this, right? So main.container.write image. And then looking at it, I already removed the minimum height. The image was taking the minimum height of this one before. Was taking the minimum height of our container initially, okay? So because I already removed the height, I set it as minimum height. That means our right image right does not have a height like this. It doesn't have a height. So it's not able to show. You understand? So because it's not showing now, I'll now have to like pass the height to it. Okay, let me say this first. Let me come in. Let me just comment this out. Let's see what it's going to look like. Save. Okay, still we don't have a height for this because this 100% is not taking a height from any place. So let me comment it out. What I need to do is just go, no. Yeah. What I need to do for the image to show up after selecting the image from here, right? I came here, I selected the image div. So then I see the styling here, main container, right image, and all of that. So I need to add, I don't want this, right? So I need to add a height. That percentage is going to take a percentage of a particular parent. But in this case, we don't have a percentage. Like in this our case, there's no parent who has a percentage that we are going to take from. So we are going to pass a height straight to it. So I can just do it like this and then change this height here, say 50 view height. Okay. Now having done that, now the image is showing up just like this. The image is showing up. So then this will tell me that, okay, I think the problem I'm having is because my image does not have a height. As simple as that. So then what do I need to do? I'll go back to my code, copy this image, this one, and then go to my media query. Okay, come here to my media query, and then under here, paste it. Then I'll now say height. So that same height that I gave, which is 50 view height, I can decide to give it the same thing, 50 view height. 50 view height, and then I'll now save it. So if I should refresh this page now, then you can see the height is, now the image is showing and taking the normal height. All right. So now what I need to do is I need to change the styling, the height of this one, or the size and all of this image. So I'll just look for them also. So let me say it is under my right image, right? Open it. And then this one is an image rating. So I need to change the width. Okay. So let me just come here. Okay, I don't think I even gave a width to this at all. Okay, now let's focus on this. This one is still better. Let's focus on the service. Click on the service. So the service is taking a width of 200 pixel. It's taking a height of 70 pixel. Now I need to just, let me just reduce the sizes. So let me make it 100. Oh, that's too small. 150. And then reduce the height also. Let's make the height, let's say 50. All right, that's better. And then my quick service also, which is inside the service, and then the 24-hour, which is inside the service. I will now change the sizes also. So quick service, which is P, this is P, and this is 14 pixel. Change it to 10 pixel. See what we have. All right. And then we'll now change our 24 hours also. Okay, let's reduce it to like 8 pixel. Yeah, this is fine. So now having done that, you now realize that, okay, inside P, you can just copy it from here, say dot inside P, just copy it from here, or you can even copy everything at once. Oh, sorry. Just copy everything at once like this. Then go back to your media query. Then under here, paste it. Okay, that's for the inside P. And then the one that we worked on initially, which is the parent, the inside. Okay, the service, sorry. The service, I think we changed the styling also. We reduced the width to 150 and then we reduce the height to 50. So we'll just copy this one. Although we only need the width and the height. So let's just call it dot service and then width and height as 150. So let's come here and say dot service. Okay, then paste what I copied and then let's save it. So what? Service media query. Okay. Okay. What's going on? Services. I think I made a mistake. Services. Save it. All right. So that's what we have. So now I think I'm done with this one. So what do I need to do is looking at this thing now. The header is taking a large number of space. The header is taking a large number of space, which means my content is actually hiding under my header. All right, so I need to like give it a padding top. I need a padding top so that I can have my header, or I can even have it a scroll. I don't need to have it as sticky. I only need a sticky website or a sticky header when I'm on laptop. When I'm on mobile, I don't have to have it as sticky. So I can just go back to where I have my header and make it fixed, then make it just remove the fixed. Where is it? Where is it? Header. Okay, I've not called my header at all. All right, I'll just say header. Then just give it position. Position static. Static is the default. So just give it position static. All right. So now, as you can see, now get your vehicle service done online at one piece is now appearing here. And then this one, the image is also appearing here. But then I need small gap between the image, the left and the right. I need a little bit of gap between the left and the right. And then I need to reduce the size of this guy because it's kind of like too big for me. So I need to reduce it. So I'll just do, okay, let's use here. Let's look for it. I can use this one, this first thing. If you click on it, like beside the toggle, I can use this one to select what I want. So I'll just select this H1. That means it's going to look for it for me. Now get a vehicle done at one piece. The font size is 35 pixels. So I'll just reduce it to, let me make it 25, right? And then it's 25 too small, 30. Okay, I think 30 is better. So I'll now go to my element, go to my media query, just the same way we've been doing. Call your H1 and then give it H1. Should now take font size of 35, 30 pixels. Save it. Okay, so that's good. Then the next thing is, what else do we need to do? What else?
Spacing for the books,
Okay.
book a service.
Okay, yeah, for the book service, I think we need to reduce this. Or should we leave this one like this, the way it is? Or I'm thinking we should reduce the size of this.
Button, yeah.
Oh, we should just leave. All right, let's just give spacing first. Now I need to select the parent of these two guys. I think the spacing also should actually affect everything. So I'll just focus on the container, which is the one that is giving the spacing. So I'll say column gap. Thank you for that. Column gap. Let's say 20 pixel. Oh, sorry, row. Now it's not column anymore, it's row. Row gap 20 pixel. Now let's see. Nothing. All right. Let's try column. Is it row or column?
Row.
Row. But then nothing was showing. Oh, why? It should be row. Row gap 20 pixel. Well, something is changing. But if that is refusing to change, let's just do something like this. Let's give this whole container a margin bottom or a padding bottom instead. So let's go to the container, the left. Let's go to the left. Oh, sorry. I think I'm doing it on the wrong one. I'm doing it on the wrong one. Yeah, doing it on the wrong one. So our left should be, no, yeah. Save it. Okay, so now we are good. So as you can see now, I think I would like to change the button size also. Let me select that button and then reduce the sizes from this place first. I will now copy the same thing and use it for my, so this is the button. The padding, which was initially 16 pixel, I'll change it to 14. And then my 40 pixel, I'll change it to 30. All right, I think let's make this 10. That 10 is much. 7. Yeah, cool. Then this 20. Okay, that's better. All right, so I think this is better. So I will just, the only thing I need to change is my padding. So I can copy 7 pixel and 20 pixel, copy it. Now go to your media query. Then you call your .btn, and then drop this, save it. Yeah, that's it. That's what we have. Now, looking at our website now, as you can see, I think it's looking a little bit better on, all right, on the mobile screen. So, but then this my image is like not containing the old stuff because of this guy. It's actually not containing the old stuff because of this guy. I will need to just focus on this guy, and then I think I should have I can just remove this guy here, or let me just select it and remove the left that I have. I should remove it. Okay. So that's what I need to do. So that means I'll copy this. Instead of removing it, I can just give it, make it a 0, or I can make it 10, or instead of that, I can make it -10. Yeah, I think -10 is fine. So let me copy this straight to my media query. What is this? Sir? -15, Abby? Okay, we can use that. So let me copy this, then go straight to my media query, paste it, and then we say, what was that again? Right, -15%. Is it percent? Percent. Save it, and then, yeah, that's what we have. So I think this is okay now, looking at what we have here. So someone said we should reverse it. Someone said we should reverse it. But one problem is when we reverse this thing, I don't know if you could remember that our how would I say it? Our container is actually a component, is a global styling. So if we should reverse this, right? If we should bring this on top and bring this down, then all of these ones will also be reversed. So for you to reverse it, let's just see if you can do it. Where we have our column, so you can just say flex column, column reverse. Flex column, column reverse. So now let's see. You see? So now we have our image on top, and then we have our text below it.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay like this, right? Okay, fine. That means we are good. So we have this one. Let me show you. Where is it? This is the tablet. We'll get to that later. Okay. All right. I think we have a lot of problem. I must have made some changes that I'm not supposed to do. What did I do? What did I do? Did I make some changes there?
You remove I think the desktop, the
Yeah.
height, the
Which
comment tab.
side is that? This one? Are
Yes.
you sure? I thought this one was there before. This one was already commented out. Let me check. I'm not sure this is the issue. But let's check. No, it is not. Okay, we'll fix it. That's not a problem. Let me just confirm everything is fine here. Okay. So the only problem now is the image. So let's target the image. Okay, I think it was because I changed this one to minimum height. I changed this guy to minimum height. So what do I need to do is just to give this one. I can't give it a percentage because it's having a minimum height. So I'll just give it few height. Okay. One more. This is bad. What is going on? I'm coming on. But this thing will make me run mad. That's one problem about media query. It can actually stress and frustrate someone. Like, let me comment this first. Let's see what we have. So then I can see what the problem is. Comment this. Comment this. Save it. All right. Did I change something here? Why is this thing even jumping to the top? Must have made some nonsense. Uh, main container left text. Okay, that's global styling. Left 50, 150. Okay. Minimum height. Let me remove this first. Okay, I think I gave my flex minimum height. Come in, save it. I think I know where the problem is. Okay, save it. Yeah. How do we save that? How do we fix that? How do we fix that? For this thing to work, for our mobile to work, we have to give it a minimum height. Yeah. Or what do we do? Now the mobile will not work. Let's go back. Let's see. Even without the height, let's see what we have. Let's see if it's going to work. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's the problem. The height is not allowing, is not freeing itself. It's not freeing itself. That's why I gave it minimum height. So let's just call it directly here. So I think that would be better. Let's use it directly from the mobile. What are we using exactly? Yeah, the container. No, is it the container? Yeah, these two guys. Just copy the two. I only need two things from them actually. So let me make it here. Global. Okay, so no, sorry. Paste it and then we'll give it min height, right? And then this one also min height. So we don't need every other thing here because we already have it. I don't need this. I only need the height. Let's save and see what we have. Okay, still not working. Still not working. The current light of the height. It's very difficult to override. There's problem. Okay, I think I'll just, if I should rip this one out, then it's going to look nice. But then here, it will not look nice here. So that's the problem we are having. That is the main problem we are having. Let's do it this way. Let's do something. Try. Let's try something. Remove this, then remove this. Save it. Yeah, that's the problem. Guys, when I come to my rescue, what do we do? What do we do here? I need to remove the height here inside my media query. I need to remove the heights. Why is it not overriding? I expect it to override. Okay, I will do something like this. Let me
Sorry,
add content. Yes.
I'm thinking, why don't we, for the media query for the mobile view, why don't
Yes,
you
ma'am.
do min width and max width, like for the screen, the media query, then we put the width or the height that is giving us issue, the media query, we can put it inside there so it will override it. Would that work?
Okay. All right. That's a good suggestion. Let's see. Let's see. Mean. So mean width. So mean width should be 4 to 5 pixels, and then max should now be how do they do this thing? I forgot to know. I'll check
The
that.
the mean width is going to have like the lowest screen a mobile can have, like minimum width.
Let's use 325.
Okay.
How do they do the combination?
Sorry, but then I don't like what I'm trying to explain is that we can have like at media screen again, mean
Okay.
width with like for mobile, still for mobile. We'll have mean width and max width. Then we'll have that
Okay.
parent flex that the for the image, then we'll have it inside that one that has the mean width and the max width. It's still for the mobile at another media query. Do you understand what I'm trying
Okay.
to say?
Yeah, I think I get you. I'm coming. I'm coming. Just give me a minute. Let me try something. I'm coming. I think I get you. So mean width, max. So what should be our max width? Just assume now, what should be our max width? We're out of
Our max
time.
width is the maximum screen for the mobile view.
Mobile view.
Yes.
Okay.
Then we
Okay.
can
So what?
image height inside it or the image width inside it and see if it works.
Okay. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Not sure. Right image, 50 view height. You know what? The problem we're having now is that the parent is having. Who is trying to talk? I'm trying to explain the problem to the person that gave us a solution just now so that she will understand better. Coming. So this is the problem we are facing now. We have a parent flex here. We have a parent flex here, which is taking 100 view height. Okay. And then we have a container which is taking height of 80%. Okay. So but then inside our media query, we cannot have that height because if you're giving height of 100 view height for our for the main, and that means this our height here is going to still remain 100, and then we are flexing, we are changing the direction of our flex to column, which means our flex is going to be longer than the view height of a mobile. And then with that reason, this one is now jumping on top. I'm coming. I think I've gotten something. I think I've gotten something. Let's see. Let's see what we have coming. No, not working. I don't know. Does anyone understand what the problem is right now? Do we understand what the problem is? What we are trying to achieve?
I'm
Okay.
trying to get the problem, shall
Okay, you
like
don't understand the problem.
you
All
can
right.
freeze it down, yeah.
The thing is, this media query. Do I keep missing this? Mixing it up. Okay. This our media initially our height is actually 100 view height. Yeah, it's 100 view height. Okay. So for that reason, if we are flexing this one is taking 50 and this one is taking 50. And then if we are flexing it, that means it's going to be longer. Like it's going to be like if we are changing the direction to be column, this and this is going to get a longer height that will now be longer than the view height, which is 100 view height initially. And then that is the problem we are facing here on mobile, because on mobile now we have changed the direction of the flex to column. Now the 100 view height is now allowing another thing to jump on it. That's the problem. We offer is supposed to be, it's not even, see, look at what we have. It's supposed to be like down, 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 down because of the VI that we gave. Everything is trying to like crab themselves inside the 100 VI of a screen of a mobile. That's just the main problem. They are trying to like just adjust themselves inside the 100 view height of a mobile. I think this is what we're going to do. We're going to remove the height entirely. It's going to work. So what is it? The container should not have it. Okay, should have the height. This we should remove the height, 100 view height of the parent, and then we can pass it to the container. Let's see what will happen. Oh my. Okay, let me save this first. Let's see. Okay, this one is going to work fine after removing the height. Now let's go back to our laptop. Now we're going to have big problem here. So then we can say, what do we say? What do we say? Okay, let me just give the image the height. Shouldn't be 100, should be 80. Okay. Oof. This is a very, very, very big problem. Okay. I know what to do. I'm just looking for the easiest way so that you guys can understand. Looking for the easiest way so that we can understand. Okay, let's go to left. Left, let's give it 100 view height. Let's go to right and then give it 100 view height. So let's see. Okay. This thing wants to injure me. 80 instead. 80 instead. Hmm. Okay. Let me target my parents' flex and then give padding. You guys can just calm down. By the time I solve the debugging, then we'll see what the problem is. Okay, let's make it bigger. 50 pixels. Okay. All right. So let me increase it to like 90. Okay. So then the parent flex padding in media query can now give it. Let me look at it first. Mobile. Okay, so I'll reduce the padding. I'll use it. Parent flex padding. That will be 15 pixel 0. All right. Okay, so we have this, and then we have this. So this left is taking 100 view height on mobile, which we don't want. And then this one is taking 100, which we also don't want. So now here we can call our left. Our left will now take height of, let's give it 70. No, this thing is not nice at all. Minimum height 70. Then this will take minimum height of 70. I don't really like this. Giving me some kind. Okay, so this is what we're going to do, guys. I'm going to look for a way to fix this. So I'll give a task after today's class because we are running out of time, right? This is 12:41. So I'll give a task, a promotional task, but it's not going to be on this responsive. All right. So while we are trying to debug what the problem is from this responsiveness, you can keep doing, the task that I'll be giving for promotional tasks, we can start jumping on it. So on Thursday, by Thursday, when we are coming back for our class, then we must have seen the problem by then. And then we're going to like explain to ourselves how we were able to achieve the responsiveness both on mobile and on desktop. Although I'll still be expecting solutions from you guys. So anyone who has a solution, who has a way to make it look better, both on mobile and on desktop, I'll appreciate the solutions also. All right, but then while we are waiting, while we are attending to our class before Thursday, so let's just see how we can attend to the task that will be given. The task is basically on the rest of the pages. I believe most of us have done the pages before. So if you have done it, just submit what you have done, and then you can start debugging and seeing how you can solve this responsiveness problem. But then if you have not been able to do the task, the other pages before, so the task is going to tell you like, I think you are going to do like 3 more pages, 3 more sections on the FinSuite landing page, and then you're going to submit it. So I just want this week to be very easy for us. So I believe we can, most of us have done it, like I said. So I need to see the submissions to come in as soon as possible so that we can jump into this media query as soon as possible. So on Thursday, we are going to meet again the same time, same venue. But then before that, let's take questions. If you have any questions, please. I know I'm trying to fix the media query issue. Media query can be really, really like you can actually, it's possible that there's something somewhere that I'm not seeing. So that can actually give you a big time headache. So you have to take your time to see what the problem is and see how you can fix it. Thank you very much. Okay. I'll take Jasmine. Jasmine, you're the first person. So let me take your, okay, is it Jasmine? Jasmine, just unmute yourself and ask a question.
Okay, I just want to ask, I thought the issue we are having is concerning the image to show well on the mobile view, right?
Yes. Come in. Let me see. I've made a lot of changes. Let me just go back to where we were. Okay, so let me just go back to where we were. All right, so this is where we were. So no. This is not where we were. Okay. All right. Okay. I think I must have done some stuff. Okay, sorry. Let me see. What happened? Okay, so let me do this. Our container should be minimum height, and then the parent should be minimum height. Okay, so after saving, all right, so this is it. This is looking really nice. Just by passing minimum height to the container and the parent, it's looking really nice on mobile. But the problem we are facing now is that our desktop is not now taking the height anymore. Like the image is not showing. I think we can just give the image a height here, but then let's see who can fix it. By giving the image a height and then maybe the parent a height back here, I think it's going to solve our problem. That's what I just thought. So, but then let's see if that's just the basic problem, Jasmine. That's the problem. To be able to allow the image to show back here on why it's not showing is because of the minimum height. When you pass minimum height to a div, then the image initially that was taken, sorry, the write that was taken 100% does not have any percentage to take from. You know, you can only take percentage from something that is definite, right? Okay, this thing is 100 view height. Then you can now take the percentage of that particular thing. But in this case, we are passing a minimum height to the parent. And why are we passing minimum height? So that it's not going to like limit the height of the parent to 100 view height. When we are now looking at this thing on mobile, then the height can now increase. But then minimum should be 100 view height. Don't go less than 100. But feel free to increase when the content inside of view is also increasing. So that's why we are passing minimum height to both the container and then the parent. But then the image, the write, which is 100%, does not have a percentage of what to take from. Although we could say, let me try something, minimum height for this 100%. Okay. Okay, I think that will solve it. So now after passing minimum height, we can now choose to like, okay, let's say you can give, instead of giving it 100%, you can now pass it like, let's say, I don't like using height sometimes, right? But then let's just say 80 view height. So let's see what will look like. Okay, but then it's not giving us what we need. I don't like the view height in stuff like this. So let's just continue. So now this is how it's looking like. Now I want us to just go back and then see how we can make this thing better instead of having this small image and all of these things. So we can find a way to make this thing look very nice and then at the same time make it look okay on our media query. This is the media query for mobile. This is the media query for tablets. All right, I've changed the stuff, so I think I commented it out or something. Okay, I commented it out, so that's why it's showing like that. Let me just bring it back. So this is the media we have for tablets. Save it, and then right. So we can do the same thing just by bringing the image up and then the contents down, and then doing the same thing for every other thing that we have here. So, but then while we are doing all of these things, if you have done your task before, if you have done some of these pages before, please, your task today is going to be to do additional like 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Do additional 4 pages to what you have done before, okay? And then submit it. But please, if you have done this thing before, submit it as soon as possible and then jump to that media query to see if you can solve the problem you are facing. All right, so thank you very much. And then I'll take the second question. Jasmine.
Yes, sorry, I was thinking this
Yeah.
code that you wrote now, like
Yes.
for this media query that we are
Yes.
having issue with,
Yes.
if we can push it to like the GitHub so we can, go through it again and see if we can work on it.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that. I'll share the link. I'll do that and I'll share the link to you guys.
Very
So
much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
yes. Who else? Elijah.
Okay, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Okay, please, my question is a little bit funny. All
Okay.
right, concerning the media query, and we are choosing the different devices. But I wanted to ask, is there no way when we are designing, when we are
Yeah.
developing, sorry, then on under CSS, maybe we just choose a syntax that will cover all the devices. Maybe a particular syntax that if you are using this web on a mobile device, it will align itself alone without you doing the mobile tablet and the
Query.
rest.
Hmm.
Do you get me, sir?
Yes, I get you, sir.
Yeah.
But there is no way it's going to work that way. There is no way, because our CSS, when you are styling your CSS, without telling the CSS that this is a mobile styling, it does not know that you are styling for mobile. CSS by default is styling for desktop. That's why when you pass display flex, okay, when you pass display flex to your a div or an element, then it's now arranging it to be beside each other. So on your mobile, you want to make it a column. There's nothing. How do you think we can actually do it by passing? There's no way. Let me just be honest with you. Without using the media query, only if you're using frameworks like Tailwind, like Bootstrap. So those ones you can easily get the media query without even doing all of this media query stuff. Okay, so you can easily get the mobile responsive and then the laptop responsive when you're using framework like Tailwind and Bootstrap, which we are going to jump into as soon as we are done with this media query. Okay, but for now, there's no way CSS will know that this is mobile if you did not call the media query and tell it that, okay, this is mobile screen. So that's just a problem, Elijah. I'm sorry for that. Okay, well, when you're working with SCSS, which are some kind of advanced style sheet, SCSS is an advanced one. There's a way you do that. Okay, this thing should adjust itself automatically when it is on mobile and when it is on laptop or when it is on desktop. So that's just the thing. But when you're using the normal CSS, the traditional CSS, then there's nothing. You have to call at media query and then specify the screen and then style it like that. So David Dozie, your question.
Okay, I'm still struggling to collect this image. Like, I don't know what's happening.
This image man.
I don't know what's happening.
You mean this one?
Yes, even this one, this one actually like the mechanic something like this mechanic with this profile,
The
like
mechanic.
yeah, the one at
This
the
one?
right. Yeah, I can't even collect that one too. No, what's happening?
Ha.
Like I can
Okay, the thing is,
I can export it to, but when I go to my downloads on my system, all I see is one kind folder like that will just show me this HTTP direction.
okay, it is coming as a zip file. David, it is, I think when you export it, it's exporting as a zip file. So you have to like extract the zip file and then get the image inside of it. Let me show you. Let me just show you now. So let's say I'm clicking on it now. This is it. I've selected it, right?
Yeah.
So I will now export. So let me export it on my desktop so you see. Let me call it right, something like that, desktop, and then I'll save it. Okay, see, write.zip is actually exporting as a zip file.
Okay.
So let me open it now.
Oh, I understand.
So this is it, .zip file. What you need to do to get the image exactly is to just, if you're using window, I don't know if you have a WinRAR that extracts a zip file for you. If you don't have it, just go to online and type for WinRAR. That's window RAR. That you can use it to extract a zip file and then get the image. But my own, I already have a zip extractor on my system, so I can just click on it like this. If I should click on it and then double click on it, it's going to extract the image. See, expanding right.zip. So it's going to extract the image and then turn it to a folder, which is this. Now, this is the folder. Now, if I should open it, I see on splash.com. The problem is from the designer. The way the designer got the image was really, really wrong. So you just keep opening it. So after opening this one, open this one again, open this one again, and then this is the image. So just copy it and then use it wherever you want to use it. David. Do you understand that?
Okay. Yeah,
Just
thank you very much.
extract it. Yes, sir. All right, George. George, let's take the
Hello,
last
sir.
question and then. Yes, boss.
Okay, so I just wanted to know something about the Figma file, the brand itself. Was it coded or they are just images? The Lego, I think the Lego song.
Can you come again, please?
In the Figma file, I think the
Yes,
first
sir.
question, in the Figma file, the brand itself, the one that you wrote, brand itself,
Okay.
that has Lego, I think Lego song. Is that coded or is just those are just images? Because I
These
think
are
brands are
images.
just images, right?
Yeah. This
Yeah,
is
they
an
are
image.
just images. They are
Yes.
not coded.
Exactly. Well,
They're just
if
images.
you want to show yourself, I know you are very good. So if you really think,
No, I
okay,
don't want to show myself.
no,
No, I'm not interested in doing that at
it's just
all.
it's an image. So
Because
that's
it will
just
be
it.
very hard to have the Lego song.
The way it is. Well, it is doable, but then the thing is an brands we serve is more like an image from brands.
Image, like image,
Image
yeah.
from exactly. So they're not expecting us to like code it out. We just extract the image and use it the way it is.
Okay, and I think I figured. I think my second question is when I do this inspect the responsiveness, I don't understand. Everything just seems to go like, how do I go back to default? Because everything just seems to go back to a particular height, or like if I want to do note at the throttling page at the throttling side, everything just sticks. There's nothing going back to default. Like now, I'm trying to open it and I'm seeing everything enlarged. I don't understand it. Is there a default for it, or is just anything you put in is going to stick to it?
Have you made changes in your code, or you made changes inside the inspect?
I've not made any changes inside the inspect yet.
So did you make changes inside your code? Do you call a media query and then you've made some changes?
Yes, because I was following you here, I did some changes. I added media query.
Okay. So well, problem is there's no way I will see what the problem is from your end without not seeing the code. But then I would say the best thing to try and debug. That's where we are getting to a way the level of debugging. Okay. So the best way, comment out your media query. All right, comment out your media query and then return some of your normal styling to where it was initially. Then see what the problem is, see if it's back to normal. And then now return all of those things. Just do it one after the other. You can even note it down. Just note what you change. Note your changes. You can have a pen and note your changes so that you can easily get back to that when there's any issue. If you make maybe initially a parent flex is 100 VI and then you change it to 80, just write it down that you make the changes on the parent flex. So there's nothing I can say that will help you right now unless I can just tell you, okay, just comment out that your media query and then revert your changes on your normal styling and see. After doing that, now start all over again by writing out the changes you've made. Okay, so in case because media query can give you headache, like I said, as in a lot of headache, because you must have done a lot of things and then one single change, because you are trying to make this thing look nice on mobile, you now make a single change and then everything scatters. So it can actually give you a lot of headache. So you have to write it down so that you can know that, okay, let me go back, then I see what the problem is. So that's just the only thing I can actually say right now. I don't know if you can do that and then get back to me.
I'm trying to do that.
All right. Okay. You can just reach out to me on Discord if you were able to fix it. Okay.
Okay, sorry, sir.
Yes, sir.
The brand we serve, can we use any other logo like or any icon? I don't know.
Just you have to make it look nice. Don't just look for some icon that will look rubbish. Instead of using logo prism, if you want to like use an actual logo, so feel free to use it. But it is risky because you can't pick someone's logo and use it on your website. If they see it, they'll like it's possible that they want to say, okay, why will you use my logo and all of that? So ensure you use something that will not implicate you. So that's just it. Yeah.
No problem.
All right, David, you're back. Okay, sorry. Sorry. Ayo.
Yes, how to ask the slider down there. Our customer says,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah, this one. Yeah,
So yeah, the small bars.
this one.
Should we do that also? You know,
Yeah, you
this is
guys.
JavaScript. But I don't
No,
know if
it's
apart
not.
from
This
like
one is.
not JavaScript though, but like should we do it also?
Well, I will appreciate that if you can do. It's simple. Just create a div, and then inside it 4 divs, and then give height and then width. That's all. And then just say maybe you can give the third one a background color of maroon. That's all. The only thing you have to do is how to centralize it and how to place this one also by the right. That's just the only issue you face. But just think and think and think. And I know you now, boss, so you can always fix it. Fix it, Ayo. Fix it for us.
Thank you very much.
All right, boss. And I've been looking for this guy, Oba Sesh, Gospel. I've not seen him. I don't know. And he has not been dropping messages on the chat. So I don't know if anyone is his friend. Please, let's do let's just help us by reaching out to him. So just reach out to him, please, if you are his friend. I know he has been helping most of us, so just reach out to him and just check on him what the problem is. He's not on this call currently and he's not used to it. It's not like him. Okay, George, you're back again. George, that's the last thing I'll be taking from you. Or
No, sorry.
okay, can you drop your hand? Elijah.
Yes, I
Elijah.
wanted to ask the question again.
Okay,
Yes,
ask
sir. Yes, they are containing the down arrow, those arrows, because I already worked on this project. So I'm having difficulties on those arrows. How are we going
You
to
mean
get
this one?
that? And this same design. Yes.
On that arrow, you have to code it out though. You guys are coders now, so you code it out. Just I think I explained how to get icons, right? Just get arrow forward and arrow backward and give it I don't know, whatever, background color, padding, or whatever it is. Just you have to write it as a code. Don't export it.
Okay. Then where we have we follow a clear process to help you out. Please go just move up. Scroll up.
This one.
Up again. Yes, this one, yes, that one. At the right hand side, these those dotted lines.
Yeah. Okay, the dotted
Beneath
lines.
the numberings. I've tried to figure it out.
The dotted lines, let me give you an idea. Let me give an idea. So here we have this one and this one. This is 01 and get a quote is one div. All right. While this text P is one div on its own. So that P is having a border left. The P is having border dotted left, border left dotted or something like that. So then you now give the P a padding from its border. That's just the way you can fix it. This P is one that owns this border. Okay. This P is one that owns this border. So you just have to give it border left dotted, something like that. Okay. And then you now give it padding. You give the P padding so that padding, you say P, please, I need space between you and the border. I don't want it to be close to the border. So you can just give back padding left like 30 pixels or something. And then you're going to get something like this, as easy as that. Then this is 01 and get a quote is a div on their own. They're inside a div with a flex. So this one and this one are inside a div. Like everything like this are together. All right. While everything are together, this one and this one will be, which will have a flex, and this P will be on its own under these two guys. So that's just the idea.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, boss. Okay, thank you very much, guys. Let's meet again. Let's meet again on Thursday, the same time, same venue. And then feel free to drop any concerns you have, any issues you have on the group chat, on the Discord channel, whichever community we are on, and then we'll be available to reach out to you as soon as we can. I'll call you for the next version on the version, right? Exactly. Thank you, Chido. Yes, only when necessary to make changes. Thank you very much. All right. Thank you very much, guys, and have a wonderful day. Good night.
Thank you very much.